Oh, yeah.
What?
I don't know. Just had it.
Oh, jeez.
Welcome, everyone, to Our Town
I
Podcast.
didn't know we were
Please
starting
take a
already.
moment
Oh,
to
is
like
it?
and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available. We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing. Don't
Do
forget
it.
to visit ourtownpodcast.com for all the links and join the members-only section of the website or sign up on Patreon. Now here are the boys of Our Town Podcast.
Hey, that's us. What in tarnation?
Well, welcome everybody to exciting edition. There we go.
There it is.
Oh
Sorry
man,
about that, guys.
It's extreme.
of
Hey.
airplane.
Of airplanes.
Another exciting
Well,
edition of Our Town Podcast, coming to you this week from Mike's Batcave
Yes.
in beautiful Renton, Washington.
Yes.
And for all Mike's stalkers, this is what the
You
inside.
could easily, from the volume outside, you can triangulate. I'm sure.
You could try.
There's a missile incoming right now.
And that sound that's Chris in the back room blowing up the toilet.
No, jeez.
Because that is the Renton Municipal Airport.
That is what
in
that is.
action. Yes.
So a working Renton is happening right outside the window right now. Boys, this is episode 73.
Wow.
And tonight's safe word, if anybody's feeling uncomfortable or needs to stop this here program and take a breather, is Big Papa.
Big Papa.
It's Biggie Small's birthday this week. 5/21 was his birthday, and he would have been 52, Todd and my's age, this week.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's sad. Boys, what's been going on?
And nobody ever was.
Nobody's been.
Yeah,
Yeah,
James.
I know the Tupac guy that's been accused of killing Tupac is on trial right now, I think.
yeah.
But nothing on Biggie. Man. And Biggie's.
Got two words for you. Hillary Clinton. Was
had
that
to have been. Does anybody know where she was that night?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, if we're gonna blame a politician, why not Trump?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, why not?
yeah.
He doesn't have the same gripping strength that she does.
Okay.
Because
Only in his colon.
Right.
when he's trying to make it to the bathroom before all the McDonald's just comes
man.
barreling out. Speaking of politicians, boys, a big story this week was the body shaming in Congress. Did you see this?
Oh yeah,
the big.
what was it? Barrel ass something other.
Yeah, so Marjorie Taylor Greene was trying to make fun of Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas and said, you might want to get the fake eyelashes out of your way so you can read whatever they were talking about done.
no, okay.
And then it went to a back and forth between AOC and Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Crockett chimed in and said she had a bleach blonde barrel butch body or something. I don't know.
I don't some stupid thing I know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you guys, can we get some adults in the room?
Yes.
On both
Pretty
sides.
please.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we all know Marjorie Taylor Greene's going to have her.
She doesn't take her
issues.
job
Right.
seriously. She
No,
really doesn't.
She doesn't, but oh man.
Yeah, man. But, yeah, I mean, these are adults.
Yeah. And the funny thing is,
And at work.
at work,
Right.
doing the people's
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Right? Representative Crockett did go out the next day and trademark the
Nice.
big bleach
Smart.
blonde
Very good.
barrel-bodied butch body, whatever it is.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but it did describe somebody pretty well. Boys, the president of Iran, Ibrahim Raisi, is that how you say his name?
I have no idea.
Has died in a helicopter crash. He was coming back from a remote part of the country, and it was a foggy night or foggy morning, and the helicopter went down. He was a pretty bad dude. He was a hardliner that was in sort of right in line with the Ayatollah on being
'cause who else
super
is running for
conservative,
president?
right?
Yeah.
And cracking down. So he's the one cracking down on all the protests, all the ladies without the hijab.
He's only tough if you're, a female or young or gay or.
Any number of
Not into it.
Not into whatever he's doing. The not funny thing, but kind of a sad thing was that Iran quickly blamed the U.S. and the Western states for the sanctions, saying that if those sanctions weren't in place, that they could have got repair parts for the helicopter that he was flying on.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. So
it's
they
the
sure
US's
seem to have
fault.
the tech to make,
Nuclear
weapons
bombs,
of war,
yeah.
stuff like that. So.
Jeez, it was a 40-year-old Bell helicopter.
Yeah.
Huey, I guess, is what the common term is for him. My God. Well, speaking of freezing up and crashing, Trump froze up for 35 seconds during a speech. Did you see this?
No.
I didn't watch it, no.
So the funny thing is, the ironic thing is that he's always talking about Joe Biden and, can't find his, way out of a
He's
wet
yelling
paper
about
bag.
that 25th Amendment all the time.
This guy friggin' just froze up in the middle of a speech to the NRA in Texas for 35 full seconds and just made facial expressions. I don't know if his prompter went down. I don't know if he just lost his place. I don't know if his brain shut off. I mean, he's an old guy, so I cut him some slack.
Even without a prompter, he likes to wing it.
He likes to
his
blame the
handlers don't
teleprompter
like
when
it.
he fucks up, too.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
the campaign, the Trump campaign, came back and said, no, it's a normal way he does things because there's a music transition happening, but there was no music transitioning.
No, and what, we haven't watched him
Right.
50,000 times in the last.
Even Snopes got involved and said, no, he did freeze. It's true. It's a true story. So it's kind of funny. But
Pardon me.
Yeah, should I close that door?
well, we're either going to be warm or we're going to be noisy. What would you guys prefer?
Yeah, that's a very good point. We're either warm.
I'm good either way.
All right, because they do, as they're training at the municipal airport, they do its landings and takeoffs.
Oh, do they
Right,
just
so
circle around?
it could very well be the same person.
Yeah, over and over.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
We could close the door and move that box fan over here.
I was going to complain of myself for airplanes. Mike, you've got it a little worse than I do, but they come over my house like Sunday morning, 8 a.m., the slowest, loudest little planes. And it looks like he's going about 2 miles an hour.
It's like, how can you not fall out of the sky?
I know, and it's so loud. And I'm like,
Yeah, they come over our house too. And,
8 o'clock, bro.
and at least once or twice a week that medevac helicopter goes over our head too. The big Huey.
Yeah. Oh, man. Thanks from Renton. Did you guys see that there's a new movie about Trump that just came out called The Apprentice? Have you seen this?
No.
Debuted at Cannes this week. The Trump campaign issued a fiery response to the buzzy biopic. Debuted at Cannes. The director isn't phased, though. The movie is set in the early years of Trump's business career. Okay,
The Roy Cohn years.
the Roy Cohn. So it's based on that. It's got Sebastian Stan.
Oh, jeez.
Playing Trump, and it's
What?
like, man, you should be friggin'
Yeah, you should be
pleased as
stoked,
punch
dude. Yeah.
at that. There is a scene in there because what's his first wife, Ivana? Ivana alluded to Trump raping her at one point in a
I
court
remember
deposition,
that, yeah.
and they have a scene where Trump actually does that in the film.
Oh, jeez.
Is this
So
going
he's
to be
pissed.
straight to Amazon, or where's it going?
I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, it's the Roy Cohn years. Maria Bakalova.
Yeah, who goes back to Roy Cohn was the not clerk, but like helper of Senator McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, just a scumbag.
And that's the guy that shaped a formative young Trump in the business world.
And just how to be cutthroat, right? I was thinking about that today. It's like, because that doesn't make him not this in particular, but, like last week we talked about how he scammed $100 million from the IRS. It's like, that's not savvy. Savvy is like finding all the places you can.
Legally.
Right? This is lying and cheating.
Just because you can lie on it and get away with it doesn't make it right.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
Just because you got away with it. Well, there's an artist in New York named Scott Bido. He had an art installation where he released a bunch of pink penis-shaped mylar balloons sporting the faces of Alan Bragg, Judge Juan Merchant, and Jack Smith, and then also Judge Engoron. He's an artist, so what do? Return the favor by humiliating these dicks because he thinks that they are against the Constitution and against Trump. So
how is it? What's going on unconstitutional?
I don't know. I mean, this is just his words. So he released all these pink mylar balloons in downtown New York, shaped like a penis, and they had the faces of all these guys on it.
That's great.
Oh, geez, man! It cost him. I think it was 100 balloons. Cost him $1,500 and took him 2 days to put together.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Geez, well, all right. I mean, I suppose that's well within his right.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Guess.
Yeah, if he wants to spend the money.
Mylar is kind of
that's the bad part,
environmentally unsound. Thank you kindly. But
so if he ran around and recollected
I don't think
them
that's going to change anybody's opinion on the cases, right?
No, but I would love to see my
Donald Trump
face on a penis balloon. So.
He's a criminal and he's unworthy of the office.
Yeah.
Why is that not obvious?
I don't know. I don't know, boys.
But what about
a photograph taken way back in 2021 after the election, January 17th, there was an upside-down American flag displayed at conservative Supreme Court Justice Alito's
these guys got to get
house.
Fired. It's unreal. They just feel so untouchable. It is fucking unreal.
And what does the guy do? He blames his wife.
He just doubles down on it. And then there's the weird, like, pine tree, like basically Christian nationalist flag at his house too. I
didn't hear about that.
Oh yeah, no, he's all in. He's all in. And it's like, and that's just because he feels that he's absolutely untouchable.
Did you guys hear about? I guess Trump used the word Reich in his speech.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't even know where that was from. I just know that I just saw a video yesterday that the president responded to that speech. Going, what?
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't know how anybody in their right mind doesn't listen to that stuff.
Well, because
and whether he's being performative or not,
it doesn't matter because he's working toward the end of democracy, right? And that's the thing. I don't know because we've been told that democracies aren't, and to some degree, that's where there's so much dissatisfaction, et cetera, is we feel like we're not being represented, that these, systems aren't helping us, blah, 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 blah. I don't know, which can certainly have truth to it. No, duh.
Yeah.
But the alternative that the people who will be ushered in are going to give to us is far worse.
Hey,
far worse.
Mike, don't you mean no doy?
Did I say no doy? I meant to say.
You said no duh.
Oh, well, obviously. I meant no doy.
Oh, man, let's go from one bloated cult of personality to another bloated cult of personality. Did you guys hear that Graceland might be in foreclosure?
All the more reason for people to join our Patreon. We'll save Graceland.
We'll save Graceland. We'll do everything we can. Apparently, Lisa Marie Presley borrowed $3.8 million and signed a deed over to Graceland to this organization. And it didn't get paid back, so now they're suing to foreclose and collect their money. Elvis's granddaughter, Riley is fighting against it, saying it's all a scam, and even Priscilla is saying it's a scam, it's not a real document, all this other stuff. But it's going to court, and
well, fair enough. That's what we got courts.
So I'm going to try to make it to Graceland before it's gone.
So did all of his catalog, et cetera, got bought up by somebody else?
I don't know.
There must still be an estate for his likeness and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, they must make millions of dollars a year.
You can't borrow $4 million just on that alone. I would.
We can always ask Priscilla when she comes to SummerCon.
Oh, is she coming to SummerCon?
Yeah.
Priscilla is?
Yeah.
That's nice. How come?
How come? Because probably needs money to keep.
Yeah.
Keep Graceland.
Keep Graceland.
Yeah. Maybe she's in the Liam Neeson Naked Gun movies.
Love me tender, love me true, empty my colostomy bag.
Isn't that what they did on one of the Bob Rivers songs?
I don't know. I heard that somewhere years ago. So maybe
me too.
It was.
That might have actually. I think that might have been Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
sounds like something he would do.
I'll joke about adult diapers until we need them, people.
Do it.
I mean, real men wear diapers, right? I mean, isn't that what the Trump followers all wear that shirt now that says "Real men wear diapers"?
Oh, because
have you seen that?
Does he wear diapers? Is that the?
Yeah, I mean that's
depends.
I guess it depends on the day, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I saw photos of it like a couple weeks back where it came out that he does wear diapers, and it's been documented or whatever. And they're like, so all these Trump supporters are now wearing shirts that say "Real men wear diapers."
Well, I know there was like talk because it looked like under his pants a while back.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, you're up there talking for 2 hours. Yeah. It's not like you can stop in the middle and 1 minute.
Yeah. Well,
and maybe that's why he paused for 30 seconds. He was in the middle of a shit.
Excuse me,
he was making some interesting facial.
Yes,
he's like, I was going to say.
Did the entire front row start backing away?
Yeah, they all got pink eye.
Everybody in here gonna get pink eye.
Oh man!
Jeez. Where was I? Oh, speaking of performances. Today it was announced that Live Nation / Ticketmaster is under U.S. and 30 states are suing to break them up, antitrust stuff.
Because they're kind of the only game in town, right?
Well, really, they are a concert promoter, an artist management, a venue owner, a ticket seller, a reseller. It's a sprawling, according to the government, it's a sprawling empire that its executives publicly herald as the largest entertainment company in the world.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they're the ones who own all these third-party ticket sales.
I think that's what it is, but they do have their own secondary, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had insiders buy up the tickets to stuff, and then they put them themselves on the resale market.
I think it was like a couple months back in February, no, more than a couple months, it was back in February, my roommate was trying to buy a ticket for their teenager to go see a show up on Capitol Hill, I think, at a small venue, and like logged in. It was not even 30 seconds after 10 o'clock. They were all gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then you go to the other ticket sites, the third party ones, and they're on there, but
3, 4, 5 times the amount.
A $35 ticket went up to $200.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Absolutely nuts. So last year alone, Live Nation produced more than 50,000 concerts and musical events, sold more than 620 million tickets globally.
Wow.
They own or control 265 concert venues in North America, including 60 of the top 100 amphitheaters in the United States.
Well, geez. I mean...
Yeah. And they've come to where they've told performers that if they don't use Live Nation Ticketmaster service, that they won't be able to perform at those amphitheaters.
Wow. Well, geez, yeah.
So,
I mean, that sounds to me like they're, kind of putting a corner on the market, right? Yeah. So that's an antitrust lawsuit.
Antitrust lawsuit.
Yeah.
30 states, I can't tell you which ones, but also the U.S. DOJ is involved.
Sure.
So
I don't know. Good.
So it sounds like they have a decent case.
I think so.
Didn't Pearl Jam them have a huge thing against Ticketmaster in the
Back
90s?
when I think Ticketmaster was just shitty and overcharged.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of...
And then, Live Nation bought Ticketmaster at one point, became even bigger, but there's just some shady shit that they supposedly are pulling.
All I know is that ever since Live Nation became a thing, the ticket prices went straight through the roof, and I wasn't able to afford to go to any shows. I used to go to shows all the time. Yeah. And then, like, a $30 ticket now became $200. I'm like, no, I can't. Like, this is why I go to see, like, tribute shows, because, $10, $15, $25 at most.
Yeah.
If I'm going to a casino.
I was going to mention, too, and I don't remember the date now, there is a Cars tribute band playing the theater in Enum Scratch in the next couple of weeks.
Dude, I just got a thing
next month.
I just got a thing in the mail today about there's a Queen tribute as well as there are two bands. One's Queen and one's another band from the 80s, and I can't remember off the top of my head, and my phone's over there. But yeah, I was able to... I could get free tickets to go to that. I don't know how many I can grab, but...
Where's that going to be?
I think it's probably either... what is it? It's not at El Corazon. It's another downtown venue. If I can get my phone, I will tell you.
Nah, no worries. So if you...
I don't know. And I mean, we do have, like, specific laws against trusts, right? And monopolies and that kind of thing.
Right.
It's like,
that's Congress's main role. You can't expect business to regulate itself. That's the duty of Congress to do. And the other interesting thing is, and not unsurprisingly, is Live Nation's money towards lobbying has gone way up in the last few years. So,
and that's one of the arguments against Amazon as well, right? Is that if you don't use their logistics systems, they boot you way down.
Yeah.
Or say you can't even say that you could do the 2-day shipping or whatever unless you use their. Yes, and so it's kind of.
We got wrapped up in that with Dunscap Games and trying to have our games on Amazon, which we did for a while, but it was such a complicated weirdness. That we're still on there, but we don't show up.
It's not your preferred.
Yeah, I'd rather just have you buy direct from our website, and I can ship it to you, and I'll even kiss it.
Maybe throw some extra stickers. Or
I might throw an extra sticker.
Hey, Mike, is this you?
No.
The top one?
No. Geez, I don't know the. This is the one we use. We liberate our neighbors.
Okay, you know the...
But the code's up on the fridge.
No.
Okay, I'll be right back. BRB.
I'm trying to get on Wi-Fi with the tablet.
Can you get by, sir? Oh my goodness, boys. Star of screen and a little bit of TV has passed away at 92. Dabney Coleman.
Yeah.
From the Towering Inferno. I know him best from 9 to 5.
I know him best from Modern Problems.
Oh, yes.
and Cloak and Dagger, man. That was another favorite of mine.
Yeah, and War Games. Wasn't he the the main dude?
Because he just came across as a stern, know-it-all.
Yeah. But he had a sense of humor to him, too, which was nice. So,
9 to 5.
9 to 5. Yeah. That was great. And they had him in that harness, and they could hit the garage door opener, and he'd flip. Oh, Dolly, call me.
Yeah, Lily Tomlin's still around.
Tomlin,
she's still around.
Dolly Parton, and was it Jane Fonda?
Yeah,
they're all still kicking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of older movie stars, did you guys see that Billy Zane has a new role as Marlon Brando?
Oh.
And I've seen pictures, and my God, he looks just like Marlon Brando at the time frame. So the movie
can confirm. I actually met him when he was at the Crypticon. Nice guy.
Recently?
Nice guy, yeah.
Nice. He's in a movie called Waltzing with Brando. It's a time of Brando's life in the late 70s through the early 70s when he bought that Tahitian island.
I was going to say, is it when he bought the island?
Yeah. This is based on a biography somebody wrote about that time, but this is when he bought the island and he was trying to transform transform it into a completely environmentally friendly, sustainable island by having a residence there, having a hotel there, and building a village. And he had some dude, I don't remember the guy's name, that was going to come in and build this sort of revolutionary green buildings and stuff to make it
kind of self-sufficient,
zero carbon architecture and all that stuff. So,
and I feel like the Dune guy did something not quite so
really?
grandiose, but
something similar.
Yeah, I think that's a great notion anyway.
Yeah.
I'm 50-50 with Brando. I think he's really talented, but I think he's a difficult human.
Yeah,
you know?
I think so too. Yeah, I watched a snail crawl across the edge of a razor blade.
Yeah. What the fuck?
And that was all ad-lib shit, too.
Yeah, great. It's so good. But I sure like Billy Zane, man.
Yeah, Billy Zane's a cool dude.
Oh, yeah. The Phantom and...
the Sniper movies. And
Back to the Future, all three of them.
Yes, he was one of the bad guys.
He was one of the... He was one of Biff's... One of Biff's guys,
Jeez, that's nice. Yeah. And Twin Peaks.
Oh, was he in Twin Peaks? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
When I was walking through the hallways, Billy was coming down and said, "Hey, Billy, loved you in Phantom." Said, "Thanks, man. Appreciate that." I was like, "Yeah, that was a good movie. I enjoyed it."
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the biggest movies of all time, Titanic.
That's right. He was the bad guy in Titanic.
Yeah. Jeez. Mike, this story is for you because you probably understand this stuff a lot better than I do. Scientists gave nuclear fission a huge boost by using tungsten.
Oh, the fusions. Yeah.
In a record-breaking 6-minute fusion reaction.
Jeez. Did it say how much energy they
they did. I didn't write it down, but it seemed like a lot.
Oh, my God.
A ton. Oh. Your stalkers have tracked us.
No.
Should we answer it on air?
No. That's what I was trying to do before we went on air, was to silence this. But that's kind of,
that's another step closer.
People want to go,
right?
Yeah,
because they built the donut-shaped reactor, and I forget what it's called. It's like a Tehecan or something like that. I don't remember what it is. But they built it out of tungsten because tungsten doesn't retain any of the fuel. Doesn't absorb any of the fuel. And it allows the plasma to get hotter and hotter.
Maybe they should try making it into a hot dog shape like the Flat Earth people.
It's just a hot dog.
It's just a big penis.
Just a big
just a giant penis.
How cool would it be to have fusion, though? Seriously.
I think pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? It's been something we've been working on.
But I don't know. They got to figure out a way. Yeah. It's to make more than you put in, right? That's the goal. That's the thing.
Right? And that doesn't, say... become more dangerous than other alternatives. Kind of off topic, but I heard a TED Talk this last weekend about geothermal.
Yeah.
Right? And it's utilizing, because drill technology is what we use for oil and, gas, water exploration and all that anyway. So it's the same fucking tech, right? So we could, as a transitional step, go pretty directly into geothermal. I hadn't really thought about it up to that point, but the person whose TED Talk it was making a very convincing argument that it should be something we're looking at.
Absolutely.
Because it's technologically available right now.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's nuts that we don't. Speaking of nuts, I know I am, and I know Mike is. Todd, are you a big fan of Indian cuisine?
I'm not a fan, and part of that is because I had a friend of mine who was married to an Indian lady, and I went over for dinner one night, and the baby at the time, I don't remember how old they were, but they were still in diapers. And, when a baby is full, it comes out some other side. And as I'm eating the food, the baby does it right next to me. And instead of taking him into the other room, they decide to go ahead and just change the diaper right in front of me while I'm eating Indian food.
No.
So the
Did that ruin it for you?
The visual of baby shit in an open diaper, and then also looking at the food on my plate, I'm seeing a similarity in texture and color, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done eating.
Oh man, do you remember what it was that you were?
I couldn't tell you, but all I know is whenever I'm going down third and I smell that Indian food, I have flashbacks to that.
Oh my God!
I love the tiki masala. The tiki masala over there is so good.
And just all I get is like baby shit, you know. So I'm good. I don't need to eat it. So.
Well, boys, India has a dish called butter chicken, which is really good. It's not my go-to, but it is a delicious meal. But there's a controversy right now. There's 2 restaurants that are claiming ownership of the creation of this dish.
Nice.
From back in like the 30s and 40s. So they're battling it out in court. One of them's been around a long time, like a lot of years, and claims that one of their grandfathers or something invented the dish. And the other one doesn't seem like they've been around very long, and they have like 10 outlets in and around India. The other one has like 100 plus all over the world. So it's like, what you gonna believe? But one of them suing for $240,000 in damages because the other's claiming that they created this dish.
Well, they just got $500,000 in free advertising.
I'm thinking so. And they're also wanting an apology. We'll take it in butter chicken.
We will take it in butter chicken.
My dad used to tell me that his father, Ted Sellers, is the guy who created Sloppy Joe.
No.
And it was like, okay, Dad, if you say so.
I don't know. I haven't had a sloppy Joe in years. They're great. Yeah. I remember being a kid.
Isn't it basically just like chili on a hamburger bun?
No, it's ground beef. I do chicken with like a tomato paste and spices.
Yeah. So it's just a it's like
a runny hamburger.
Yes. Fucking great.
I think I've had them once and I was not impressed.
Yeah.
But then again, keep in mind this is something my mom made, and my mom loved her to death, but she was not a cook.
Man, and a couple of slices of big white bread.
Yeah, that's the way I remember
bun.
it.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they call SOS or shit on a single?
No, that's a pork.
Because it's pork it's pork or some other kind of cheap meat on top of it.
Usually like with a brown gravy or something.
Yeah, and it doesn't have tomato.
Oh, okay.
Tomato paste.
It shows how much I'm a cook, and I'm not. I use a microwave and or a toaster oven. So
nice. What about those the new air
fryer? Now I've not
those
people
great.
Love them.
played
People
with them at all.
Yeah.
The best thing I can probably that you can call cooking is I can make a really good pizza using bubbly crust.
Yeah, right. No, you were telling us about that the other day.
You know, put on the right ingredients, and it's fucking amazing.
Nice. Well, speaking of sloppy joes, Kid Rock is in the news again.
That's pretty accurate.
That was a good segue.
This one, I guess Rolling Stone was trying to interview him for an article. And he ended up waving a gun in the reporter's face.
City boy. I'm sure. Yeah.
I guess he was just abusive and
it's an act.
He was throwing up the N-word quite a bit.
Oh my God.
And he was showing off his house, and he was just being a jerk to this guy the entire time. And at one point, I guess it's like on a 240-acre estate, right? And the guy had to park like far away, and the guy's like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave." And he's like, "Well, good luck walking out of here. You're not going to make it. You won't make it." He's like, "Well, you could give me a ride back to my car." He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to." And then he finally ended up giving him a ride back. And on the way back, Kid Rock is telling the reporter, "Hey, make me look as awful as you can. It will really help me out."
Oh, there you go.
So it's performative.
Yeah. What a piece of shit. And is he still in Michigan? Do you know? Does he have 200 acres in Michigan?
I have no idea.
That's probably his parents' place.
Could be in Tennessee. He came from money, right?
He came from a very wealthy family in
car dealers or something.
Yeah, his dad had like a dealership that was. He grew up in a big and big house, and that property was probably his dad's place. I bet you.
I don't know. What a weirdo.
The reporter reports that the house was designed to look like the White House, and described it as having full of taxidermy and neon beer signs. And he said he described it as what a 13-year-old boy might sketch if you asked him to design his dream home.
You know what? I wouldn't say 13. I would say freshman in high school, like in a poor neighborhood.
I don't know, man.
It sounds like a 13-year-old's idea of what a bar looks like.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Nobody's been in one. Yeah, jeez,
weird.
And the next thing on the list here is
I do enjoy his work in Joe Dirt, though.
Yeah, I don't think he was acting in that.
No, I think that's kind of the thing.
Yeah, he was very much that guy.
Yeah.
Although he's not as poor as he looked in that movie.
Yeah.
He's definitely got money.
That is his shtick, right? He just kind of lives his shtick.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you see also, I guess he's got his own rodeo now, or he's sponsoring a rodeo, or he's partnered with a rodeo. He comes out to this venue where all these rodeo fans are, and of course they love him. But he's in the back of a Tesla Cybertruck painted orange, dressed to look like the General Lee.
Of course.
Who's driving it? John Schneider.
Yeah, makes sense.
Bo Duke himself.
Yeah,
and Jelly Roll was in the passenger seat. Yeah, I don't know anything about Jelly Roll.
Well, I don't either. I know of him only because in the last 3 or 4 months he's become all over the place. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me. John Schneider is driving the fucking Cybertruck, looking like the Dukes of Hazzard car.
Yeah,
he is a huge Trump supporter, and so is Kid Rock. So I don't know hardly anything about Jelly Roll.
They're just putting they're just choosing racism. Is what that is. I think these guys, at least at least Kid Rock, I'm sure, just understands that if he plays ball, he'll get promoted. And for the most part, the chance of a tax cut under Trump, and for him, is higher than a tax cut under a Democratic.
And that's what it kind of boils down
I guess
to,
for someone, but for a lot of them, it's racism.
Yeah,
it really is racism, and you can tell because they don't throw the racists out of their rallies.
Yeah.
Right. If you're at a rally and the Nazis show up, and you don't tell the Nazis to leave.
And Schneider will be like,
them being there.
Schneider does go into the, it's not about racism, it's about, was it, Heritage, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not. No, it's not.
I watched the Fall Guy movie because it's on, as it says here, it's now on VOD. I watched it today, and I watched it because I knew that Lee Majors and Heather Thomas make an appearance in it, and of course, I watched the whole thing, didn't see him. They're in the very end of the credits. There's a post-credit scene, and they show up at the very end.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
It didn't last. I mean, it wasn't...
It was like 4 lines total.
Yeah, and Heather didn't have a line.
She did. She said, get her... It was like something along the lines of, get her out of here, or something stupid like that. It wasn't...
I didn't even notice her having a line. It was... so Fall Guy, video on demand, I guess it didn't perform to expectations, of course.
I guess it's doing better on VOD. So.
I would think so. And I guess they're capitalizing on the fact that they put out so much money into marketing just recently, maybe. But it screws the theaters, right? Because now nobody's going to want to go to the theater to see it. Although nobody was really going in.
No one's going to see it anyways. And to be fair, it's less like the original show than I expected. I figured because it starts off as him.
He's just kind of in name only.
Well, he is a fall guy. He is a stuntman. He's working in movies, and the producer of the movie that they're on tells him to go look for the star who's disappeared, and that's kind of where it all goes. But in between all the fights and the car chases and the blowing ups of cars and flipping over of cars, there's a love story in there, and it's about him and the director of the movie he just started working on, and how they had like a past and whatever else. And then all this other shit happens. You're like, oh, that's why that happened, because of this. And you're like, okay. I don't know. I don't think it really translates into a movie.
I thought I thought it was decent. I wrote a review on this, and you can go to our website or Patreon or whatever and read it if you want. I enjoyed the movie. I came in with a little bit higher expectations that it would more follow the TV show.
Series.
It didn't have to do anything with the TV show. They could have just made a movie about a stunt guy that has but as Todd alluded to, it really is. It's a love story at its heart.
Yeah.
So they're just cashing in on
the name.
It's IP they already own.
Gen X and our nostalgia.
And it's nostalgia. And they've been doing a lot of Glenn Larson stuff in TV and movies in the last couple of years. They did the we talked about the shows in the last couple of weeks. Either way, the TV shows that Glenn Larson did this the original show.
Sure.
So and the only reason why I even know this movie was coming out is because I follow his Facebook, and they were posting all kinds of stuff about it. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Is he still around?
No, I don't think so. I think his son runs the Facebook. But
it had nothing to do with bail jumpers and bounty hunting and all that. Nothing to do with that. As Todd mentioned, it was just he was a stunt guy and she was a director, and that was kind of the love story. He had the name. His truck was sort of a newer version of
although
Lee Majors
you get
drove.
The original truck at the end of the movie.
You do.
Yeah. He finds an older version of the same truck, and it is the 80s version. Was it a GMC
or something? Yeah.
GMC full bed, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I didn't hate the movie, but I really had some nostalgia wants, and I didn't get those.
I mean,
he was just in $1 billion movie, so it's like he
kind of channeled that character. He was kind of a Kenish.
I haven't seen it. I don't know. And I mean, both of them are two of the biggest stars on the planet. I guess she's the new Mary Poppins,
Yeah.
Oh, Emily Blunt.
Yeah. I think the best part of the movie was all the cut scenes they showed in the credits, where you show all the different actual stunts,
the real stunt drivers,
stuff. It reminds me of the old Burt Reynolds movies where they had all the stunt stuff in the credits. So it was just like that,
Sure.
You see all the stuntman doing the things while the star is hanging out behind the camera.
Yeah, drinking a beer.
Yeah, I was like, that was cool. But and then at one point, should we say who ends up being the star in the movie within the movie?
Well, I mean, it's still pretty fresh. I don't know if anybody...
we'll leave it.
Well, let's just say that it's a really big star makes a cameo in the movie where he's the star within the movie that's in the movie.
Yeah,
and
that was funny to see.
And it was
unexpected.
So the guy who's the guy they're looking for in the movie ends up getting basically kicked off the movie and getting replaced with a bigger name.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's an interesting technological thing, though, where they're like, well, we're not making... Because I don't know how the deals go when you rent, or when the theaters buy a movie. If you're at, Regal Cinemas, and you say, we want to rent Fall Guy for 60 days? I mean, how do you think that happens?
Well, and they don't, so AMC will do that, and they'll put it at select theaters that they decide will do well in that market. Yeah. The theaters make all their money off of popcorn and soda.
The theater doesn't make any money off of ticket sales of the movie.
But if the movie does poorly, are they still out that money then? Because they had to rent it, right?
I don't know that they rent it, or if it's...
I think they do rent it.
They buy the rights to show it or something?
I mean, buying the rights or renting it, two different things, saying the same thing, if you ask me. But they get the rights to have the video playing in their theater, and I think the studio at any given moment can say, we're not going to do this movie anymore, so
pulling it back.
And
because I mean, if they're out the money, because the production team, they're still going to get paid from the video on demand, right?
Yeah. They're probably going to make all the money through rentals.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best movies I've seen were all from video rentals, not actually seeing them in theaters. But
there's been a lot of movies that'll go to video on demand for a few weeks before it gets released to the theaters, just to try to capture that quick cash.
Yeah.
And then they'll head to the theaters. Or there's a lot of movies that just have a very limited run.
Yeah.
And there's also been times where it was doing well on video on demand, so they throw it back in theaters to see if we can get more money there too.
I think the expectation was this it was going to be a blockbuster. It was going to be the first summer blockbuster, and it was going to last, weeks and weeks.
I think he's a megastar.
Yeah.
Right?
I
think what ruined it was a love story.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if it was an actual action film where he's a bounty hunter looking for his bounties and whatnot, and it wasn't just one random no name big star that nobody knows.
Yeah, and they threw in a few too many characters too. Just going back to my review on it, there was some of the assistants had very small parts, but they had parts that took away from the timing of the movie.
Yeah.
Like there was a karaoke scene, and there's extra people karaokeing. There's the main bad guy's assistant, and she had sort of a big role. We both really liked the dog. The French-speaking
the dog was fucking awesome. Yeah.
Dog only responds to French commands.
Nice.
And what's great is he's in the middle of a fight, and he's just randomly throwing out French words, and the dog is like, "Oh yeah," and goes in there,
bites his nuts. Yeah, but there was some good action, but it wasn't great. I mean, I would give the movie a C plus, something like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's definitely, if you like action movies and movies that are heavy on stunts, this is going to be the thing for you to watch,
because it's got the world's record
and they showed that at the end during the end credits. They go, "And we broke a world record."
And so that's when a car goes this
sideways, I think.
Yeah, they bounced them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. If you're a Gen X looking for nostalgia on Fall Guy was your jam back in the day. You're not going to be.
Yeah.
You'd be better off buying the DVDs.
If you go in expecting it to be nothing like the TV show and just being lots of explosions, like a Michael Bay movie, it could have been easily a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
There was lots of explosions, lots of car chases, and
We're doing an art take right in the middle of the show.
Wow, yeah, well, we have the power. How much was it to rent? Because it's fresh to video, right?
Yeah.
Is it $20? What is it?
I don't remember what I paid for it. I watched it though.
Yeah,
because I'm eyeballing
cheaper than going to the theater for two people.
Kong movie.
The new one that just came out.
Yeah. Renting it's going to be cheaper than taking two people to the movies.
Oh yeah.
If
and you can wear headphones, man.
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
But there's something about the shared experience in a theater, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Dune was cool in theater because it's just so
I gotta
big.
watch both of those.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not terrible even on a smaller screen, but it is a very big. I think he filmed it. I think they invented the camera for the black and white world. When he's on the Harkonnen world.
Yeah.
I think they invented that camera.
Okay, that's cool.
It's just above and beyond.
I've got do we have a 90-inch? We have a big-ass TV downstairs, so I'll just go.
I bet it'd be great.
And I'll sit closer, so it looks bigger.
Oh, and you could... go ahead.
Fall Guy is to rent is $20. It's $25 to buy.
There you go. Yeah, and it's not one that you're going to want to go to multiple times.
Anyway, yeah.
So I don't know about buying it, but if you want to spend the $5, if you want to own it, more power to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, if you like action, like movies full of stunts that really don't add anything to the story. I think the only thing that would make this movie less entertaining is if it was starring Tom Cruise. Honestly,
Does he do a convincing job?
I mean, Gosling. He's not a terrible actor. So I mean, he plays the part. He doesn't look like he's like trying to act like a badass. He just is. You know what I mean? I mean, when I watch a Tom Cruise action film, I know he's doing all of his own stunts because he has to show how cool he is and how fast he can run in his new shoes. But I believe him way more as an action hero than I do Tom Cruise. I'll say that.
All right. Well, speaking of, speaking of something, P. Diddy did you
Is
see
he
the
on his
video?
way out or what?
Oh my
man?
God!
No, I couldn't watch.
So there's a video that came out of him from 2016 beating the crap out of his then girlfriend.
Yeah, I saw that.
Unfortunately, he can't be prosecuted because the statute of limitations
so who
is
had
gone.
this film?
I don't know, because apparently she was going to sue him, and he made her sign like an NDA and paid her a lot of money to keep it quiet. I don't know who had the film and who released it, but this is in the midst of all the other shit that's going on with him, and I haven't been really paying attention. Just know that he's being accused of like sex trafficking and rape and all this other stuff, and stuff like he mentored Usher when Usher was like 14 and maybe had done some pedophilia pedo stuff with him. So I'm just like, this fucking guy. So he of course issued an apology statement, and you know what, I don't accept your apology, just go the fuck away.
Right?
Oh man, just this guy, if you saw the video, he allegedly punched his girlfriend in the hotel room. She waited till he passed out and then gathered up her stuff, walks down a hallway, and that's where the cameras pick it up. She's waiting for the elevator. He comes running down the hall with a towel.
It's like security
footage.
Yeah.
Grabs her, throws her to the ground, kicks her a couple of times, and then tries to drag her back to the room. And then something else happened. She went over to a corner and tried to pick up a courtesy phone.
Yeah.
And while she was in the corner, he was picking up vases and throwing them in her direction. You don't see because she's off camera, but I'm like, holy fuck, dude. There is absolutely no excuse, and I don't care about statutes of limitations. You should be in fucking jail.
And how did that not get to the police?
I don't know. Because he paid her a lot of money.
Oh, but
because he's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, and I guess the management of the hotel didn't know about it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
If I saw that as a security guard, I would turn his ass in.
I would too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely turn his ass in, because.
Well, that's awful fucking behavior. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's just nuts. Just nuts.
Jeez Louise.
Man, now I can't listen to those Biggie songs where he's in the background.
No, I'll listen to it, but I'm not paying. I'm not buying that shit.
I'm not buying it from him. No,
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, that guy's not getting my money.
Jesus. Well,
Just
speaking
weird.
of,
People are weird.
Yeah, people are fucking.
Present
nuts.
company excluded, of course.
No, we're the weirdest of the bunch.
I know we're
in
weird
a good way.
We are weird in a good way.
Yeah,
Let's say that.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Speaking of gnarly alien people, there's a new Alien movie coming out. I don't know if you guys are fans of Aliens. Aliens.
The first couple.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say
I tried watching Alien, and I couldn't. So.
Yeah, 3 was totally
Oh, the first
different.
one? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the first and second one were great. The second one is my favorite.
It's
Aliens.
one of the best X movies all time.
Yeah. That was Michael Bay, right?
Yeah. No, that's James Cameron.
Cameron.
But it's got Michael Bean.
Yeah, it's got Michael Bean. It's got Bill Paxton.
Oh, yeah.
Game over, man. Game over. Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Yeah, no, I can't do like suspense thrillers because
Yeah, the first one's it's a slow burn.
it was. And what's funny is if you rewind and play it back in slow motion, he's not even wearing the full costume. He's just got the head. He's like when he first comes out like that.
Oh, well, geez.
And,
This new one is called Alien Romulus, and images have been released, and you can see some of the weapons and atmosphere. I don't know where it takes place in the universe of Alien and Predator and all that, but it sounds like they're going back to the original roots. It's described as a scavenging in the deep ends of a derelict space station. A group of young space colonizers come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. So
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
as a xenomorph.
Yeah. Angela Lansbury as
Donald Trump as Xenomorph.
yeah.
As
I'm the greatest-
Dumbo the elephant.
I'm the greatest alien ever. I have teeth inside of teeth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
man.
a crazy design though. Geiger was bonkers.
Yeah.
bonkers.
Have you seen the images of the guy that played the original Alien, the really tall, skinny dude that had really long arms and legs? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it's like his one movie credit.
Wasn't he also the Predator as well?
No,
That's not the
I
same
can't
guy?
remember that guy's name.
because he wasn't buff. He was just lanky and long, and he had just friggin' arms that reached forever. To next week.
That was the same guy.
No, I don't think it is. Demi Moore, speaking of movies, is in a new body horror shocker movie where she does full frontal nudity at the age of 60-something.
Oh, jeez.
She has a
There's
fight.
Time for me.
She has a fight in the movie with her co-star named Elizabeth Sparkle. Oh, no, Moore. Moore plays Elizabeth Sparkle. Margaret Qualley. Anyway, it's a battle between an older woman and a younger woman, and for some reason they're both buck-ass naked battling it out. So
it's the YWCA.
Yeah. The movie's called The Substance, and it required Moore, she says, to accept a level of vulnerability and rawness with regard to her own body on screen.
I would say, because it's not just she and a co-star, it's the entire crew.
Yeah, everybody that's there.
Yes.
Yeah,
but she did. Is that 6 hour?
Yeah.
Oh, he's just a kid.
I know.
He's from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I mean, that's
she's
all
done
those
a lot of movies where she's well, not a lot of movies. She did Striptease. She did Blame It on Rio. I'm not going to be like Mr. Skin here and name off all the movies that she's been naked in. But I mean, I don't know.
Blame It on Rio was Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Is that Michael Caine?
Yeah, Michael Caine. She plays Michael Caine's friend's daughter. She's the best. She's Michael Caine's daughter in the movie.
Oh.
And Michael Caine has the affair with her friend.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael. How dare you?
Yeah, no, she's done some, good work. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's a talented person. So I don't know. I mean, it takes. I wouldn't want to be naked on screen, battling it up with some.
The older I get, the more I would.
That's when you just don't care anymore.
It's gonna be like a 70-year-old floppy wiener on stage somewhere.
Yeah,
I'd be less worried about my floppy wiener than I would be about my floppy belly.
Well, I don't know.
I know.
Speaking of that generation of actors,
move, Mike? Yeah.
Kevin Costner has been showing his new Western epic called Horizon. It's supposed to be a 4-part series. He's been showing the first part around Cannes, trying to get money to make the next few installments, but reviews have not been kind to it. It's supposed to be a sweeping epic. This first one's supposed to take place before and directly after the Civil War. So
wasn't he part of a series of other westerns recently too?
He's on Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
People
TV
love
series.
that show. But that's modern age, right?
Yeah.
Except for I think the prequels are the ones.
Oh, I think you're correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I sure like Dance with Wolves. And has he done besides The Postman? Any other
Western? Yeah, he did the one with Robert Duvall, which is really good. It's called Open Range or Free Range, something like that. That's a really good movie.
That is a good movie.
I don't know if he might have directed that. I don't know that he wrote it and did all that, but I really like that one too.
I mean, I think if I was going to like one of his westerns, it would be Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Nice.
I mean, let's be honest, folks. I mean, he doesn't have a British accent through the whole entire movie, so it might as well have been.
Try.
He didn't even bother to try.
Yeah,
he didn't try. Even Christian Slater's trying. It's come on. Morgan Freeman's trying to sound like a Moore or something.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like that movie, but didn't even bother to try. I mean, even Sean Connery. Well, no, Sean Connery doesn't do accents. He just does Scottish.
He just does what he does. Yeah, he shows up at the end, right?
Yeah, he's like
Yeah, it's King
John.
It is Richard. Yeah.
Richard Lionheart. Yeah.
Yeah. John is his brother, who's the
bad guy.
the bad guy.
Oh, right.
Huh.
Man,
I mean, I prefer my historical films like Men in Tights. You know what I mean?
Unlike other Robin Hoods, I have an English accent.
Yes.
Still great.
Man, how many times is Robin Hood going to be done and redone?
Yeah, jeez. Since the
guess they
birth
can
of
keep it.
cinema, right?
Yeah.
That's been a
Didn't they just
classic.
do one like in 2018? A Robin Hood movie?
The one with
sure enough.
Jamie Foxx
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I can't remember the
And
kid's
that one
name.
guy, yeah, the
and
kid.
that wasn't very good.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah. We were trying to watch, speaking of bad movies, we were trying to watch the Madam Web.
I didn't hate
other
that
night.
movie, but
Yeah, I was just this side of hating that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that because Ezekiel's he's a character that's been around for a while. I think he was written by John Romita Jr. And he's cool, man. There's the whole age of Ezekiel. It's a cool story arc.
Yeah.
Is that the guy that steals the spider?
He's the bad guy, and he's just in and out.
I thought he was the worst actor, and I've only watched maybe like 40 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
You don't really care
This guy's just
about
bad.
any of the characters in that movie.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Yeah, I mean,
Is her power, is her only power is she can sort of see the future?
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay. And then I know that he thinks he's going to be killed by 3 spider ladies
Yeah.
who all looked adorable in there.
He sees a
costume.
vision of them stopping him from doing something, and he dies in the process.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
and with the thing with that movie though is they showed all the best parts in the trailer, and those are the flashback sequences that he is seeing them killing him or them leading up to him getting killed.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie, just like, what? Okay.
Yeah, it was weird.
I know, because I was trying to find something to watch while I was doing some laundry and some ironing.
And it's a freebie.
And it's a freebie on Netflix at this point, so I was like,
Apparently,
"Try this
it's
one."
doing well on Netflix, though.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's doing really well on Netflix.
Oh,
and
good.
which
And
is
yeah, the because last week we were talking about the noir, right? Spider-Man
Yeah,
noir, which
yeah.
is going to be
Nick Cage.
and on Amazon, right?
Yeah,
because that's part of the Sony,
version.
right?
Or not the...
It's either going to be Amazon or it's going to be MGM Plus,
Ah,
which is also Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's their premium.
Yeah, because who did the Spider-Verse movies?
That would be Sony. Sony has the rights to all the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
And they've been working with Marvel Studios to make the Avenger movies and the live action Tom Holland stuff.
Yep.
But the animated ones are all Sony, and I haven't heard anything new. But there's also another Spider-Man verse, whatever you want to call it, Spider-Verse, with Silk, and that's supposed to be on Amazon or MGM Plus. I can't remember which. And that was announced before the pandemic, and I haven't seen or heard anything since.
Man. Well, speaking of premium services, if you guys have Paramount Plus, there's a documentary. Have any of you been to Lollapalooza?
Oh yeah,
Never.
Yeah, the first one.
The very first one?
That was great, yeah.
Well, there's a documentary coming out on Paramount Plus about the whole story. It's a 3-part series all about Lollapalooza. But the
Perry
first
Farrell.
Lollapalooza was Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Ice-T,
And
Body
Perry-
Count.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Perry Farrell's band, which I can't remember off the top of my head.
Jane's Addiction.
'Cause
It's Addiction. That was great at the Enumclaw Fairgrounds. It was raining.
Was it there? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that was great.
Was that the mud slinging?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Jeez. So if you want to catch that, that's actually premiered a couple of days ago.
Because
If
that
you're
kind of
watching
brought
this
back
last
the
week.
festival thing, right? That was before Vans Off the Wall and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, no, it was. I think it was
Besides
even.
Monsters of Rock might have been before that.
I think it was even before Ozfest.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kicked off a bunch. I mean, there was Lilith Fair. There was,
yeah. Which was huge.
Which was huge.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were all big
Yeah.
touring.
Yeah, the Vans thing went for years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's the rest of them? There's Tons of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could go to a 2-day festival. The tickets are like $30.
Right.
And see 20 shows.
3 stages.
Yeah, 3 stages total.
Oh my God.
I remember going to Ozfest '99 and seeing for the first time I saw Static X, which was fucking great. Love those guys. And then there was Primus was there, which I just saw with. And Buckethead was there too.
Sure.
Oh my God! Are you?
That guy's ridiculous. No, he's ridiculous.
This guy, he's just like a guitar virtuoso, and he plays with a KFC bucket on his head.
Sure does.
And like a one of those
Weird
mime masks or something.
Yeah. And what's weird is because I worked at a call center in Bellevue, and my boss was Buckethead's webmaster, and I was like, "Who is he?" He's like, "I can't tell you." And even if I told you probably wouldn't know who the fuck he was.
He's good though.
He's very good. Yeah,
man.
I think since then he's like unmasked and whatnot. But
has he?
Yeah.
So he played with Gunner for a while.
Gunner?
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, yeah. He
did?
He played for Guns N' Roses for one album.
Was it the Chinese Democracy era?
Yeah, I think he was
just
on one of the songs.
Yeah.
I don't think no, I'm not even sure if he played on an album. I think it was one tour and then he got replaced with somebody else.
Yeah. And Tommy Stinson from the Replacements.
Yeah, Bash and Pop.
Yeah, was playing with him for a minute, which is the brother that didn't die. The older brother died.
I can't.
Of what?
I can't remember.
Of the Replacements.
Replacements,
and,
yeah.
and Bash and Pop, who I did like. Geez.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, because 25, Buckethead, just some of those guys are just super duper good. It's like, that's what happens when you're like, have so much talent and nobody knows what to do with it. So you just kind of...
I think John Clive is playing for...
Molly Crew.
Yeah.
Best guitar player they've ever had.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Mick Mars is pretty
Mick Mars
good.
He's not.
No, you don't think so?
How dare you? And God bless him.
I don't know.
He's not on the same level as like a Johnny Five.
Okay.
Not even.
I don't know. I didn't hate any of the guitar riffs that he could...
No, I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean. That's like... Johnny Five's a really good guitar player. He's a really good guitar player.
But is he like Joe Satriani good, or is he Eddie Van Halen good?
Oh, well, why is there a difference there? They're both the upper echelon, right?
That was a trick question.
Yeah.
Because both of those guys are amazing.
Is he Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, or
Jimi Hendrix? I don't think anybody's as good as Hendrix, though. Would you say?
Hendrix is different. I appreciate that everybody thinks Hendrix is the greatest guitarist of all time. I think he had a lot of cool innovations, and he did different things that people hadn't seen done with the guitar before. But if you just put him up against, like at the end of that movie Crossroads, where Ralph Macchio is going up against
Steve
Vai. I mean, if it was like Hendrix versus Eddie Van Halen, I mean, that would be a pretty explosive.
Yeah, it's just different.
But different.
It's just different.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're right. Different styles. You can't really compare the two.
And for me personally, because there's some just classically trained, but like Steve Vai, I saw a clip, with Steve Vai talking about going to a audition for Frank Zappa's band. And he's just like, well, play this, now add a note, now do it 7/8. Now do it Jamaican 7/8. And just making him do all this weird shit that you have to be taught. You have to know the language being spoken there. And whether or not Jimi Hendrix knew that language, I don't think he did.
No.
Right? He was going through, it was feeling.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why...
Technical versus...
It's a different thing.
Spirits
it's a different thing.
I remember watching a documentary about Metallica back in the 80s. And it was after Cliff Burton had died, and they were looking for a new bass player. And one of the guys who was trying out for Metallica was Les Claypool, and they're like, "No, you're too good for us."
Yeah.
No. You're too good for us. No.
Man. Boys, there is a new talks for a new Star Trek feature movie for Paramount. Longtime X-Men producer Simon Kinberg is in talks for the job. this would be a show that would be set decades before the events of the 2009 J.J. Abrams.
So it's going to be the Kelvin universe, or
this would be with, and I can't remember his name, the guy that invented warp.
Cochrane.
Yeah. It would be set around that time frame. So it'd be like the really, really early, the first contact years, and the first, mankind just barely venturing out, even before the Scott Bakula Enterprise series.
I mean, if it's the Kelvin universe, I'm all for it, because honestly, or as I like to call it, JJ Trek, because that version of Star Trek is what we have to look for going forward, because those people are still around. There's 3 people left of the original cast. It's
of the TOG, or the TOS,
original series. So it's
Kirk,
Chekhov, and Sulu.
Oh my!
Yeah. Actually have that sound on here somewhere.
Geez, I don't know.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I mean,
I haven't. I've seen all the Chris Pine, Captain Kirk, the J.J. Abrams one, but I couldn't tell you much about them.
Yeah, no, they're okay. They were just kind of recycled.
Yeah.
It was kind of, they weren't as good as I would hope. But I mean, if they were on, I wouldn't just throw a rock in my TV or something, you know.
I think I'm one of the very few people that actually really enjoyed those movies because of the fact that it was alternate universe and they kind of flipped things around. And although I was definitely one of those people that it's Khan, right? It's Khan for the second movie. They're like, no, it's not Khan. We're telling you right now, it's not Khan.
What was it, Todd?
Khan. It was Khan.
Yes.
Cumberbatch played Khan.
Yes.
And you know what? That wasn't terrible. The whole lying to us was stupid, but it wasn't it wasn't a terrible movie.
No, agreed.
And I had a bunch of my old school Trekkie fanboys that I know were like, that movie sucked so bad. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, they destroyed this, did this, and did this. And I'm like, it's a fucking movie, dude. Relax. I enjoyed it for what it was. I wasn't expecting it to coincide with the other movies. I was expecting new ideas and maybe a twist of something old and making it new, and that's what I got. So and
I think I liked the Spock chasing him down and stuff because he was sort of more of a match for Khan.
Because Khan's Superman. I agree. They're not terrible by any means, and they still kept a fun twinkle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They still were having fun.
And drawing a blank on the actor's name, but the one who played Spock was fucking perfect.
Yeah, that guy's great.
And hopefully they bring him back as Siler.
Oh, I'm Siler.
Yeah.
Why, is Heroes coming back?
Heroes is coming back.
Geez.
Yeah. So
Siler was
Siler
season
was awesome.
1. Oh yeah.
He was so
terrifying.
He was so evil.
Terrifying.
But when he was cast as Spock, I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. And then I watched it, like, oh, he fucking nailed it. And it's been 10 years now, or almost 10 years since the first one, give or take a few years. And the scene with him and Nimoy, I thought that was great. Like I said, I had friends who were like, you know, they made all these changes. I didn't like those changes, and I prefer the old ones. Like, well, you still have the old ones to watch.
Yeah, they didn't get stricken. You know what I mean? They're still around.
They're still there. And Zoe Saldana
is Uhura.
Yeah, no, I have no beef with them.
No, I have said this, and I will stand on this hill and defend it. Pine is a better Kirk.
Oh, than
Shatner.
Shatner.
Well,
yeah. I mean,
he
Hendrix versus Halen, right?
Yes, it's just like that. One's past it, one's actually trained as an actor.
One can act, and the other one forgets his lines.
I didn't mind Chris Pine, and I'm having more vague memories about it, you know, about them. Yeah. But I thought he made a good Kirk. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's really got that swagger and that charm.
I still think the best one is the first one from 2009. That was the best one of those three.
Well, just like Star Wars, I'm not mad. If you want to produce any more Star Trek stuff,
I'll watch
Star Wars stuff, make it happen. right?
Yeah, and Strange New Worlds has been great.
I need to jump in. Strange New Worlds is the Pike?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to watch the newest season of that, and I haven't jumped into the other one that's on Paramount, which I think is ending,
none
right?
of them are bad. None of them.
Discovery.
Discovery.
So
I haven't seen any of that.
I will say this: seasons 1 and 2 are
Just give it a...
just skip the scenes that you find annoying, because that's what I did, because it's like I can't understand what's going on here, because prosthetics in mouths and speaking Klingon on top of that was horrible. But the Klingons I hated.
I like the Red Angel though. And all
The Red
that
Angel was cool.
That was cool.
And this is more based on like a CIA of Starfleet, right?
They bump elbows with the CIA.
Yeah,
Okay.
They are not the CIA, but there is. Would you say NSA or
I guess they're a secret.
spy.
There is a Black Ops element to it.
Black Ops. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, and like I said, the first season was. It was all right. Season 2 was better. Season 3 was even better than the first two, and then the last couple seasons have been really good, I thought. So.
Yeah, and also starring, hopefully someday, friend of the show, who's doing the Blade Runner 2099. Geez, I just forgot her name.
Do you want to play Michael?
Who plays in the Mirror universe? She's the Empress.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so she's in it too.
No,
Yeah.
And I think she gets her own spin-off as the
Empress.
As part of that CIA, the Black Ops.
Okay.
Yeah, because
All right, well, I'm gonna jump in.
because she's part of the Mirror universe, and she comes over to the
Cool.
the Prime universe, and then she becomes one of the Black Ops people. I can't. It was like there's a weird name for it, but I can't remember what it's called.
And it's got No, there's a bunch of actually really good talent.
And the guy who plays Spock in Discovery was really good too. I really enjoyed his Spock.
Nice.
And I think he go over to Strange New Worlds at some point, or is
Yes.
Yeah.
Where he's at now, I think.
I haven't seen him.
Did he start there? So that sort of takes place a little bit before
He started in Discovery, and then
Okay.
Strange New Worlds is a spin-off of that
okay.
show.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Boys, you want to give out some advice?
Yeah, what do we got?
This was an interesting one. The guy writes, "Nerds, my name has created a monster. Because of my last name, a friend that I've had since childhood has given me a nickname, and I'm sick of it. My last name is Chu, pronounced Chew. So when we were kids...
It's what and pronounced what?
It's Chew, pronounced Chew. So
That doesn't help.
So when we were kids and watched and played a lot of Pokemon, I became Pikachu.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's kind of cute. He calls me Pika everywhere. Bars, out, meeting ladies, parties, comes running up to me, calls me Pika. And then I have to explain why I have that name.
Yeah.
Right? I'm 32 years old, own my own house, have a career, grown-ass man, and I can't handle it anymore.
Does not know how to set a boundary.
Yeah.
He's one of my only true friends who I see all the time, and I have repeatedly asked him to stop. He just won't. Should I break up with him?
If your best friend is calling you a name you do not like and have asked him to stop multiple times, he is not your friend.
Ding, 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 ding.
He is not your friend. You are basically for his entertainment.
Yeah, and for us...
I've had lots of friends like that.
And for us, only you know the line that people can't cross with you.
Yep.
Right? I could say, suck it up. I could say, it's not that big of a deal. I could say all these things. You're the one that's got to live with it, bro. Yeah. So
if it is a big deal,
if it's that big of a deal,
it's a big deal.
You know what? I maybe this is just me being petty, but I think maybe you should try giving him a nickname he won't like.
Yeah.
And see how well it goes.
You should have given us his name, and then we could have come up with a nice nickname for him.
Send us another email with the guy's name. We'll think of a new nickname for him, or you can come up with a nickname for him yourself.
Oui.
Honestly, dude, think of the most obnoxious nickname you can get for him based on his. Just do a Google search for a nickname for blank and put his name in and see what you can get, and then come up with something that is really obnoxious and will really kind of rub that raw nerve.
Yeah, Mike had like 5,000 nicknames in high school. Todd, did you have nicknames in high school?
I had nicknames that followed me for about a decade before I said no more.
Yeah.
And I had nicknames that in hindsight were very mean and not cool, and I didn't realize until much later how mean they were until I told somebody, they used to call me this, and they're like, really? Why the fuck did you allow that?
Yeah.
And so when I kind of look back on it, I was like, that was kind of cruel and unusual, you know.
That sucks.
But, I had a lot of... Todd rhymes with a lot of things, I guess, and I got lots of little silly names. And recently, when I was doing one of those VR improv things, people thought it was cute to call me toddler, and I'm like, I'm not responding to that. Anybody who does call me that is going to get blocked. I'm not gonna fuck around with that again. And they're like, "Are you serious?" Yeah, dude, that followed me forever. I'm not gonna.
It took me a second. I got
toddler.
it. Yeah. No.
And there was, and that's not even the worst one. That is just one of the ones that is easy for people to pick up on. And I'm like, no, I'm not responding to that. If you call me that and I tell you to stop and you continue, I'm gonna block you.
Yeah.
So,
my dad used to call me shithead. I mean, that followed me for.
But it ended endearing.
But you also have a name that has variants anyway.
All 64 of his years.
Both of you have names that have variants to them. There's no variant to Todd. It's Todd or Todd. There's no long version or short version. There's one D or two Ds. That's it.
I used to get annoyed. People call me Charlie.
Not short for anything, right?
People call me Charlie Brown, and it bothered me so much. And then I'm like, fuck, I love peanuts, And Charlie Brown's not a bad dude. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's the only one that makes any sense. God-forsaken world.
And I could see you getting a beagle just to own that shit.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah. That or what's up, Chuck? Get it? What's up, Chuck?
So
What's up, Chuck?
That or breast blur.
Yeah.
What?
If you're in grade school, middle school, right, that happens. Right, but this guy's a 32-year-old grown-ass man.
Right.
Right. That's way past. Yeah. Way past.
I think he just let it go for so long.
Yeah.
I guess.
But you have to say something, dude. I mean, and if you've asked him to stop and he continues,
then he's not your friend.
Then he's definitely not your friend.
I would say. Because then you can't really trust him to have your best interest.
And and because Charles went ahead and gave some examples of nicknames that he didn't like, I'll go ahead and tell you guys the one that followed me forever. Retard.
Yeah,
because I'm retarded.
That's just lazy.
And it was. I thought it was kind of cute and endearing at first, and then I realized that wasn't really cute or endearing. So
I had a girlfriend once that her friend group named her Pumbaa because she farted one time at a party, and she accepted it. And it was like, and you're not bothered by it? It struck me as like, I'd be bothered by that. I don't want to be called a fucking warthog for the, because I let gas. It's from Lion King, right? Isn't he a warthog?
Yeah.
But it didn't bother her at all, and she thought it was fun, and all of her friends and giggled. And I always thought maybe she just took it because that was her friend group and she thought that she needed to.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was with the whole retard thing. I was like, it was a term of endearment with my friends, and they called me that as kind of playful, and they thought it was funny, and I didn't really make the connection to retard and retard until years later. I'm like, oh
man.
I mean, it's obvious to most people, but I'm neurodivergents always are the last to know on things like that. We just assumed it was something cute and funny, and everyone giggled when everyone said it, and I was like, oh, it must be something nice, but no.
Yeah. And we all had older siblings, so I'm sure we all got some shitty, made fun of.
Yeah.
Just mostly beatings, really.
The other one that I had in like elementary school and middle school was Toad.
Toad, instead of Todd.
Todd, and Toad like the frog, Toad. Todd the Toad.
Just lazy.
It is. It's like, but that's grade school kids.
Yeah, I know.
Right? They're supposed to be cruel and stupid because they're young and cruel and stupid.
And your friend is 32. You're not at grade school anymore. You're not elementary or junior high.
Don't take that kind of shit, man.
Fucking A, dude.
I mean,
32 is old. That's approaching middle age.
Yeah. Seriously though, think of a cute, cutesy sounding, kind of almost demeaning nickname for him, and then continue to call him that until he gets in your face and now you understand what it's like for you calling me Pika. Knock it the fuck off or go the fuck away.
Yeah, I just say every time he says it, you just make a beeline for the door. And don't even say, just get up and walk away.
I mean,
and then he calls and he's like, what's going on? It's like, hey, you called me that nickname that I don't want to be called anymore.
Yeah.
That right there is the adult way to do it.
Yeah, and then just keep doing that every time he does it. And he'll eventually break. You'll see how good of a friend he is. I mean, if you've already asked him to stop, though, and he hasn't.
I mean, if he gaslights you and calls you a pussy or something afterwards, then yeah, you definitely know he's not a friend.
Yeah, I guess, and then that's a harsh truth, but it's a truth.
Yeah.
So
it's time to meet new people.
Yeah, which yes.
Never a bad
We won't
idea.
call you Pika if you want to come hang out.
Yeah.
We won't be playing Pokemon with you, but we won't call you Pika.
Well, maybe Magic, right?
Yeah, I'll play Magic. Yeah, anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
Throw down time. Boys, sharing is caring. Any new shows, TV,
Yeah, I'm going to look this up because I was listening to a new
podcast.
A new podcast, but it's more of just like a real simple one. So it's just a guy in character reading with some simple sound effects. So far, I just started today, but it's really well done. I'm really enjoying it.
Is there a subject matter that goes along with it?
Well, it's just he's kind of showing himself to be. You can't tell if it's like a steampunk universe or something like that, But he's come across he's describing a zombie outbreak, and the way he's going about, because he's like a traveling scholar of some kind, and so he's describing the outbreak and all these things that occurred, and his, it was pretty cool. I've really enjoyed it so far.
You don't remember the name of it?
I'm looking it up.
I actually started listening to a new podcast the other day, and I haven't listened to too much. I only listened to one episode, or part of one episode, and it's comedian A.J. Wilkerson, who's an autistic comedian, and he's his anxiety causes him to be kind of all twitchy and stuff when he's on stage, but he's really, really, really funny, and he toured this recently with the Machine.
That guy's great. Bert Kirschner.
Bert Kirschner. Yeah.
Bert Kreischer. Yeah, there we go. But it's called. God, I'm drawing a blank on the name now. Either way, A.J. Wilkerson has a podcast. In What in Tardation is what it's called. And I think the other two people in the podcast are also neurodivergent, because they make all kinds of dark humor type jokes, and all of which I heard didn't upset me or make me think these guys are assholes, because I know that they're also on the spectrum and get it. So, and they talk about and the one that I listened to anyway, they talked about how they managed to do things. There's a thing with neurodivergent people where there's things you need to do, but you can't get your body to okay, I need to clean my room, but I have doom piles all over my room of things that I need to do something with, and I haven't touched them because I just can't get myself motivated to do it. And as much as I want to do it, I can't. And they talk about that and how they managed to get themselves to do things, and they, they were giving themselves rewards for at least starting or doing a little bit of it. Hey, if I do 10 minutes of this, then I can go do that, or if I do this for if I do this for 10 minutes, then I should go over and do that for 10 minutes, kind of thing. And some of those things I've tried and it don't really work, or I'll do it once or twice, and then I'm like, yeah, no. But yeah, it's A.J. Wilkerson is the big comedian's name. If you've never seen him, look him up on YouTube and TikTok. He's very funny, and one of the last ones I saw him, he was basically just reacting to someone laughing at a joke, and he just has a complete he has to stop the show. He's having kind of a laughing fit of his own, He's like, you laugh like an alarm clock. And he loses it. He starts laughing, and once he collects himself, he continues the joke. But it took him a minute to kind of get past this guy's laugh because it was so weird sounding. But yeah, it was really funny.
What was the comedian's name again?
A.J. Wilkerson.
In the name of the podcast?
I think it's What in Tardation.
That's right.
Like instead of tarnation, it's tardation. Like retard.
Man.
Tardation.
All right. Mike, did you find the name of that podcast?
I did.
What was the name of it?
Well, I was listening to it on what they call the Spotify.
The Spotify. I've heard of that.
And it's called The Heresies of Radolf Burntwine.
What?
I know, which is a very clumsy title.
Huh.
But they had ads, so it came on. I think I was listening to our program.
Nice.
And so the ad before our program was this. But so far, I really enjoyed it. So it's not a complicated, high... there's not a lot of, so far, not a lot of characters or anything like that.
Hour-long episodes, half-hour episodes?
Yeah, I'd say not even a half hour, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many does he do?
I don't know. I've only done 3, but it looks like there's 5. Oh, so geez, I'll be depressed.
Nice.
Soon. Hopefully they're still making them, because I hate it when I start one that I like and it's like, it's over. It's over.
That's the podcast I was talking about.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Yeah, What in Tardation.
Yeah, right on.
Very funny and yeah.
All right. Well, we finished that show I was talking about last week, The Bad Sisters, the Irish black comedy show, and it ended very well. It really became sort of a murder mystery, who actually killed the prick. So if you got Apple TV, I do recommend watching it. It did come out, I think, in 2019, but it is a 10-part limited series, so it's one and done. Actors are all great. Really enjoyed that series. And then I've been working, ladies and gentlemen. I've got about half, maybe 3/4 of the way through the very first episode of Hot Rodders of the Apocalypse. Is edited. So I'm hoping to finish it maybe tomorrow. Now I got to go to Bothell for a while tomorrow. Jeez, I'm ruining my plan. But hopefully next week I'll have a sample to share with you guys. We're not going to share it with you until we're ready to launch it. But but I'm excited about it.
So you're feeling good?
I think so. Yeah, I think it came out pretty good. I haven't started working on 2, which we add a few more voices. We had Chris and Olivia voices to that one. But this one, we've got Danelle and just the 3 of us, so it should be, pretty good. And then threw in Kyle's theme song, the one he wrote for us, so that'll be the theme song. And then I'm going to end every episode with a royalty-free song that I found. There's a bunch of different ones, so every episode will get an end credits song, but it'll be like a blues song or a hillbilly country song or something that kind of fits something that kind of fits the theme. So excited to bring you guys that. Ending this show, and if you're sad to see us go, don't forget to go to Patreon and sign up, or go to the members only section of the website and sign up to get some bonus content. Tonight we're doing our top 5 bonus round, top 5 things the COVID pandemic ruined for everybody. Kind of an oddball list, but hopefully we'll come up with 5 things each. Boys, ending on something positive tonight. I read an article. A Chicago teen has achieved a doctorate degree at 18. Wow. She delivered her dissertation at the young age of 17. Her name is Dorothy Jean Tillman. She got her associate's and master's degree, bachelor's and master's degree, at the age of 14.
Oh my God.
So she's got a doctorate in what?
I don't remember what the doctorate's in, but I had it written down. I don't know why it's not on here. It's in a science field.
Okay,
so it wasn't something easy.
It's not
it's not like pottery making.
It's not like a Doogie Howser type of thing, right?
No, she's not a medical doctor. No.
Okay.
And this girl started way back after she got her master's degree. She started a STEAM camp for kids to positively impact impact young people. It's called the Dorothy Genius, because her name is Dorothy Genius STEAM Leadership Institute. It serves hundreds of underserved kids in Chicago and in countries like Ghana and South Africa.
That's great.
So what a fantastic young person to be able to put all that together and fucking doctorate.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And I'm glad to see STEAM instead of STEM.
Yes.
Because typically that A stands for art.
Yeah.
So I'd like to
because it's science.
Stands for arithmetic.
The mathematicals.
What was it? Science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. I think, yeah, something like that. But good on you. Yeah, that's great.
Right on.
I look at my kids and go, "What the fuck?"
Oh, how dare you!
I'm kidding. I love them.
And book
guys.
learning ain't for everybody.
It's not. It really isn't. But if you've got it, you got it.
Yeah, that's great.
So appreciate you guys being here with us. Go friggin' sign up right now so you can get some bonus content. Boys, anything else?
No, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
All right. Hopefully we'll be back in the I Am Renton space next week.
Yes.
And looking at traffic patterns and
Yes. Oh, man.
and all that good stuff. So see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, vlogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.